You know, many of the world's great religions began when average men had extraordinary visions. Well, the Church of the Latter-day Dude began when a guy named Oliver got drunk at a cafe in Thailand with some buddies and had a vision of a movie called The Big Lebowski. In that cult classic, he found an unlikely savior in Jeff Bridges' character, the Dude, and he found a philosophy that now has, get this, hundreds of thousands of followers, including a few we met on my afternoon with the Doodly Llama. If your parents raised you right, then you have a healthy suspicion of guys who wear bathrobes in public.
Have you heard of Dudeism? Dudeism is a communicable form of ease. Our ethos is basically to try to get people to just take it easy, man.
Especially the ones who start their own religions. But what if this guy actually stumbled into a better way of living? What if the robe is a real key to inner peace? Who would possibly believe him? Well, for starters, anyone who loved The Big Lebowski.
You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the Dude.
The 1998 film stars Jeff Bridges as the Dude, an easygoing Los Angelino with a fondness for weed and white Russians.
Hey, Marty.
He enjoys soaking to the recorded sounds of whale calls. And on league night, rolling a few frames with his unhinged buddies. But after confused thugs flush his head and pee on his rug,
Not on the rug.
the Dude is swept into a gauntlet of mistaken identity persecution, and yet keeps his Zen aura.
Careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
The Coen brothers have made better films, and Bridges has done more important work, but for some reason, this one still resonates.
What do you get yelled at the most by people on the street?
Dude!
Why is it you think out of the 60, however many films you've done, that one resonates the way it does?
It's such a good movie.
There are a number of Lebowski fests around the world where fans bowl and drink and quote their favorite lines.
Over the line!
But when a travel writer named Oliver Benjamin saw the film on a drunken afternoon in Thailand, he saw more than a cult comedy. He saw a religion, with the Dude as a transcendent model for modern living.
We suddenly realized that it didn't really matter if you weren't a success. It didn't really matter if you weren't what society approves of. What really matters is your own attitude towards life, and you could totally control how you felt about your life by not playing into the hands of the dictates of society.
On a lark, he anointed himself the Doodly Llama and registered the website Dudeism.com. And today, there are over 160,000 Dudeist priests. But then again, it's super easy to join.
I state your name, vow.
As an ordained Dudeist priest, I, Ben, avow
To take it easy, man.
I spent a few hours with Oliver and Dwayne, his arch-dudeship in the Church of the Latter-day Dude, and I saw firsthand why it is the world's slowest growing religion.
Would the Dude proselytize? Should you be yelling your message a little louder here?
You know, the thing is, I gotta be honest with you, Bill, there's something implicitly undude about yelling stuff to people.
We did a little duditation.
Think of your mind as like a radio, and instead of trying to find the channels, you're trying to find the static.
But after retiring to the Little Lebowski bookshop and downing a little borrowed dudeware of my own, somewhere after partaking of the White Russian and watching him lead the sermon by the counter.
That's one of the main messages of Dudeism and The Big Lebowski is just take it easy, man.
I realized he is dead serious.
It's basically modern Taoism. It's this idea that there is a harmonious way to live your life. There is a good way to live, you know, a life-affirming way to live.
What happens to Dudeists after they die? Don't you want to create like a golden bowling alley where the White Russians flow?
No, because then people won't be living their lives in the here and now. That's the whole point of Dudeism, is to be alive while you're alive. And to be as alive as possible.
The arch-dudeship tells me that ethos kept him calm through the fury of Hurricane Irene. And when Oliver's mom died recently and the stress was making him very undude, it was his community of fellow dudists that pulled him through, just like a real church.
How many people are in an ordinary church? 100, 200? How many people are in a bowling league? 100, 200? We are designed to be in tribes of people of 100 to 200 people and to look out for each other. To always check in to see what condition my condition is in.
To always check in to see what...
And so the next time you're stressed out in some cubicle, know that somewhere there is a man in a robe hoping you'll take the rest of the day off.
So help me, dude.
For religious purposes.
All right, man. Thanks, you guys.
How would the dude vote in this election?
Well, a lot of people have, people have wondered, is the dude a Republican? Is the dude a Democrat? Is the dude a libertarian? There are good arguments on all sides, and I would say that the dude is none of these things. And in fact, many people have called for an entirely new political party, the Lebowski Party, which basically uses the dude's way of living as a base of operation, which would be kind of a mix of libertarianism, a moderate form of liberalism, and maybe even a little bit of anarchism thrown in.
In a city like New York, a guy in a bathrobe on the street can go one of two ways.
It can be a flasher or it can be a prophet, yeah.
Or a prophet, yeah.
Although having said that, we're a non-profit religion. We don't have any prophets, no prophecy. We have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow.
I like that.
Don't ask us what happens after you die. We have no clue.
I like that. But is this your typical, vestment?
Well, this is our work clothing, yes. This is our professional wear, yeah. I mean, you can't really wear a robe everywhere without garnering too much attention. But I have to say, it's a real shame because there is nothing more comfortable than wearing a bathrobe. And I think that, in biblical times, everyone wore them, right? And sandals, sandals, bathrobes.
They were onto something.
Why don't people wear robes all the day, every day? I think we should start doing that.